We shall start it. Why this programming language, guys? Why this programming language? Why this programming language? Yeah, 5th May. Yeah, right. Why this programming language? Python, you have it. Okay. What makes you special? Why you came across the Python? Is that like nice or something like that? Why Python? Object oriented Java is also object oriented, right? So why Python? To interact with the easy to learn. Okay, easy syntax. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, easy syntax. Okay, it reduces the lines of the code compared with the other programming language. Wow, very nice. High level language, easy to use, many predefined functions. Okay, okay, that's really nice. Others. Most of the companies want Python for placement. Is it? Okay. Huge libraries. Yeah, that is of course huge libraries, right? Okay, so let me put it in a normal common man words. Okay, so that everyone will understand onto it. Okay, let me speak on this. Look on here. Python, there is nothing special, guys. Trust me, Hannes, there is nothing special. This is like a ready-made shop. Ready-made shop, everything is ready-made here. Whatever you want to do it, you can get it ready-made. For example, you want to do juice, you will get a ready-made color. Whether that rasna packet, you can take it and you can add it in the water and you can do it. You want to eat Maggie, you don't want to cook it entire Maggie thing, right? So you just put it a hot water, that's it, done. Right? You want to make biryani, you get it masala and put it in a rice, done, biryani is done. That is what the Python is. You don't want to cook it from the scratch, right? That means one point I agree with it. You have a built-in libraries, a huge built-in libraries, you have it. That is where the Python is. But SkillBout is against with the libraries, built-in libraries. I don't want you guys to work on the libraries. When you go for the extreme level of development field, at that time you use it. As a fresher, I don't want you guys to talk about library function. There are like certain library function which you need to use it. That functions I'll be telling to you. Apart from that, I don't want you to use any single library functions. And this one has a fresher, built-in functions, built-in function, not to use it. This is not your cup of tea. ठीक है? Sir, what? Sir, this one also you have taken. Yeah, this one itself I have taken. Look, here Python I'm telling you because for all the competitive programmings. Okay, so what are the competitive programmings you wanted to go for it? You can go for this one, Python programming. Why? Because it saves the time. So save the time in the sense how, sir? In the save the time in the sense how means while writing a program it will save the time. The logic remains same thing in all the language. If you can write the logic in Python, same thing in C, same thing in C++, same thing in Java, same thing in everything. Logical skills will be working on, and that is my job to work you on. You leave it to me and we will take care about it. Okay. And coming on to here, Python is a dynamic thing. I will tell you what is this dynamic is. Dynamic in nature, right? So that is where we are need to concentrate on. Dynamic, fully dynamic. Type is dynamic, data type is dynamic, and uh, everything is dynamic here, right? Size is dynamic, type is dynamic, every almost all the things are dynamic. And one more thing is something like this, guys. Entire thing is object here. Everything, whatever you treat in Python is an object. You take something, it is an object. In other languages also it is actually, but here Python took very seriously. Whatever you created, maybe like a is equals to 10, you tell it. This is also object itself. Though it is a integer data, it will tell it as the object itself. You got this picture clear? I'm just giving an intro here. Maybe like entire 30 days I'll be talking about Python. If I tell it right now everything, it won't be a like feasible thought for you. Right? One by one, when I take a point, I'll be discussing you onto it. Right now I don't want to talk about the Python, that this everything, nothing. Python is any other language itself. As a fresher, as a experienced person, whatever you are, we will need to concentrate on the logical skills. Look, logical skills, as soon as you enter into the company, they will not tell you to work on the logical skills. They will give you a set of instruction and work on that. After experience, well, after 2 3 years, you can ask them. They will need it. Any of the person needed this logical skills. You might skip it. Oh, logical skill, no one, sir. Theory concept is enough, sir. Anything is enough, sir. Aram se will go into the like company, sir, and we'll crack it, sir. After 2 years, right? You will come to the same position which you have ignored it. And trust me, honest, over here there are like experienced people who are like 2 years, 3 years experienced people who are working in the company, right? Even they will also tell the same thing. Trust me, honest on this. and end of the day you will come here and you need to be a developing part or maybe like a testing part. You Python, you can go with the developing part or the testing part, any of the part, and there are like other things also, embedded, that does everything. Other things are there, or you have it on on other things, right? Maybe like you easy for data science, machine learning, and other things. I don't want to tempt you for this one. Don't tempt it for this one until unless you know the Python or data structures. Don't get a tempt for this one. Okay, so we'll be going on hugely. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, I request everyone. Okay, I request everyone. Those who have notes, that's fine. I request everyone to over there to get a 200 pages notes and sit with it. 200 pages notes and with a paper and a pen, right? Sit with it, and meanwhile you sit with a take a laptop in other side and you do the things. That is what I requested. As I do it, you also do it. So that is where the time will be concentrating on. Okay. Now coming on to here, guys, I'll be requesting you to download this application IDLE, right? If needed, I will send the link in the group or maybe like in the Google Classroom. I'll send it, and if you have it, that's fine. And if you're comfortable with the other IDs, that is also fine, no problem. But have this one IDLE. Okay, so just you need to go somewhere here. So you need to go for like you just need to type it here something like this. Python.org, maybe like slash download or something like that. Download, you tell it, right? So you downloads, right? So you can go for this one, downloads, you have it, and you have Python 3.10 version, you have it right now. You can click on this, and directly you can click on this, allow, okay, go for that. Why did I allow this? Uh, 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 sorry. I have it already. That's fine. I'll update it. Okay, later on I will update it. So you can go for it. You can select it here, whether it is a Windows, Mac, whatever it is. If it is a Windows, you can go for the Windows, and you can check it out which versions you wanted it. 3.9 is also there. 3.7 is also there. Whatever it is, and you can check it out what the machine is. 32-bit or 64-bit compiler, whatever the machine you have it. According to that, you can go for it. Okay, and you download and you keep it. That will be good for you. Pura, I didn't get it. It's a Puru. Your name is Puru. That is how it is pronounced. Correct me, please, if I'm wrong. Guys, done? Shall we? Okay. Listen up. I'll just close it. Yeah, one session is going on, guys. It's on the programming class. Just we're done with the 4 5 programming classes, and then I'm over here now. I'll just open this again, one note, and I'll be coming on here. Okay, I hope the screen is visible, guys. Let me start this one. Oh no, no, not this one, not this one, not this one, not this one, not this one. Okay, I'll come here and I'll tell like this. Uh, yeah. So I hope the screen is visible for you, and if it is anything is the font size I want to change it, you can zoom it also. That's up to you how you want to do it, right? Now coming on here, guys, I'll start with the concept, right? Variable itself will start it. So I wanted to go in the depth, but in Python I won't be going on to depth. So I'll be going on to it. So for example, you have it a is equal to 10. I have it, right? Let me start with this Python thing. What's the beauty of it? In normal language, in normal, same thing, if you want to write it, you want to write it something like this. Int a equals to 10 and semicolon, you want to write it. But in Python, you don't want semicolon, guys. Right? Why you don't want semicolon? You don't have here. What is the difference here? Here and here, you don't have semicolon. You don't have what? Data type also. Why you don't have data type? That is what the dynamic is. Python itself will understand a is what? Integer type. To understand that, you have a one function. That is what a first function. Type a, I will tell it. When I tell type a, it will tell what? Integer type. Oh, a is an integer type. What is this integer type? It is giving a dynamic. It is reading a data, which type of a data it is. It will sense the data and it will tell that, oh, 10 is an integer type. I want to make a is what? Integer type. That is what it tells. And why no semicolon? It's up to you, guys. It's an option for you. You can put a semicolon also, no problem. There is nothing wrong in that. Okay. Why you don't want the semicolon? Because Python itself will read it in the form of line by line, guys. Right? One after one after one. You cannot write it like this. A is equal to 10, comma, B is equal to 20. Like this, you cannot write it. Right? You will get a syntactical error like this. Why? Because if you want to write it like this in Python, means 10 you write it, and then only you write it 20 here like this. This is the only way you can write it. Else you can write like this: a is equals to 10 semicolon and b is equals to 20. You can write it. Now it is a different statement. There are two different statements in one single line. Python by default it will treat it as one line, has a one statement, right? That's the reason we don't want the semicolon here. Why we need the semicolon? To tell the interpreter that this is one statement and we need to execute it. Later story I'll tell you about that. Not worry about it. Understood this one? I'm just telling, trying to tell you, figure it out. Okay, there is nothing like other language. Same only, nothing wrong in this. Same thing itself. But people will tell other things. Oh, that there's everything you can write. That there's everything. Nothing like that. Right? Writing speed is nice. Same logical thinking. Everything is same thing, like another program itself. You got this picture clear, guys? So you have a variable equals to 10 and data type. Why you don't want data type? Python itself will take care about the data type. You don't want to take care about the data type, right? Look, when you are in home, your parents will take care about your food. You don't want to take care about the food, right? That is nothing but dynamic. At the time to time, you will get the food. Once you're out from the home, you need to take care about your food, right? That is nothing but you need to define it. What you're gonna be eating it, what you want to do it, right? When you're in home, parents will decide. Mom will decide it. What you will be doing it, what you will be eating it, right? Right is, but variable name is needed, right? Variable name is needed. That one thing I will tell you onto it. Anyone new person, guys, in this class? Any new person you are meeting for the first time? Anyone here? So that I can go for it. Guys, any new person? So for the first time, sir, for my life, sir, I'm meeting you for the first time. Anyone here? And so what, you are meeting for the first time? You're from which college, Puru? I told you it's that right pronunciation or what? Sister and Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
It
Puru
is the
is the
right.
right
It is the
pronunciation.
right.
Okay, SZT. That's nice. How do you got the contact? Hmm, that's fine, no problem. By my friend. Okay, that's nice. You got this whole picture, right? Now coming on to here, guys, I will be just telling on to it. It's like other things also you can tell it. For example, I want to do the character one. There is no character here. In okay, Kamal. Okay, okay, that's nice. I'll tell it like A is equal to, I'll just tell it like A, I will tell it. I don't want to introduce this one character right now. Later I will tell it. For example, 89.48445, I will tell it. What is the type of this one? You know it, float. Not only you know it, even my Python compiler will know it. Okay, this is what the float is. So if I tell the like type of A, if I tell the type of A, I get what float itself. Right? You have Boolean also. A is equals to true, you have it. Right? True, you have it. I will tell it like type of A. If I tell a type of A, what will happen? Type of A, I will tell it, and I will get it a Boolean one, right? So who is deciding the type? Python itself take caring about the type. They have segregated. Oh, this is the number, this is the number, this is the character, this is the character, this is the floating point, this is the floating point, like that. Okay? So I'll be just telling you today what all things I'll be telling it tomorrow. I'll just do give one portion today and then I'll be going on to it. Look on here, guys. When I tell A is equals to 10, when I tell A is equals to 10, what all things will happen here? That is what important note. Look, this will take care about the size as well as the type also it will take care. Python will take care. And this is nothing but an object. Object in the sense it will treat like this. This is what the object is. And inside this, you will be having a variable called as 10. 10 data, you will be having it. Inside this object, you will be having 10. Right? Now, what is the specialty is this object has a unique ID. I'll tell you how to get the ID. And how to get the type by using this function. This is what the first function you'll be writing it. In the first page, you'll be writing all the functions, guys. View that first page. Just that first page is only to write the built-in function, because as you told it, Python is full of built-in functions, right? Just to know about the built-in functions, you will be writing that. First function you will be writing is type of a type. To find out the type, you will be writing this to find out the data type of the any of the data, you can tell it, right? And then we go for type. Now if I want to get this is the type, guys. This is the type. This one having a ID, guys. Each and every object will be having ID. To why this ID is needed? To recognize it, right? For a uniqueness, to make it a unique, you need an ID. For example, you have an ID called as 1 2 3 4 5. This number we cannot remember, guys, right? We are really bad at remembering numbers. Trust me, honest. That's the reason your phone book has introduced, right? That is what I tell it. Okay, if you're good at remembering the numbers, the phone book, like the phone diary or phone dial wouldn't have been invented, right? Just you cannot remember the numbers, than numbers you can remember the names. Just for that sake, this entire application has been designed. For that reason, what I'll do it now, I will tell it as the name. I will give it, I'll just give it a name called as A. That's the only reason you have this variable name is, right? And that is what, if I want to get the id of this one, I'll just tell it as id of A. There's a function called as id of A. id I will tell, there is a function, built-in function called as id. It will give the identity of that object, right? That is what. Now coming on here, what is variable? Variable is nothing but a name given to an initial address. And variable is nothing but a name given to an initial address, right? There are variable, you can tell it as like this. A variable is also known as, over here, the Python, in the Python, variable definition changes. Trust me, honest, in the Python, the variable entire definition changes. I'll be telling on to it. For example, variable is nothing but a name given to an initial address, that is there. But variable is also an identifier. You need to know about the identifier. I will tell about the identifier. The 5 rules I will tell it, because that 5 rules is needed. ID of A. ID of A will give the unique ID. I told you, right? System will generate the unique ID. Look, this entire thing is all about the address thing. You will be not sharing the address directly as a C and C++, where you don't have a pointers here. Actually, in the background there is a pointer, but right now I don't want to discuss about the pointer, right? But now what will happen now? And today's assignment is you need to watch the pointer video. There is one video of the pointer I'll be sending on to you, and you guys will be watching that pointer video and you'll be coming in. Because this pointer video, if you know it, entire Python thing will be, just watch it and come. That's more than enough. Nothing else. Just watch it. How the pointer is working. Just you go, you watch it, and then you come. Okay, so we cannot share the address directly. We will be encoding and decoding will happen at the meanwhile. That encoding will happen, and that encoded, and this one, the unique ID is generated. For example, I'll come here and I'll be telling it something in this here. Now look on here, A, you have it something here. A is a data. If I tell as ID of A, if I tell ID of A, this is what the unique number you'll be having it. It's like an identity card. You have a company identity card, right? You have a unique number over there. Why you have the unique number? To get the recognition. Because Mona Lisa will be like a two people. How do you recognize the uniqueness? By putting up this one, the ID thing. That is what the unique ID will be getting for, right? Right, guys. Yeah. Now look on here. Now that's fine. This is what all certain things which we have come across onto it. All right, so now coming on here, variable is nothing but an identifier. I'll talk about the identifier, the 5 rules. I'll talk about it. It's nothing but a name given to an initial address. And why the name has given? Because we cannot remember the ID. That's the reason. To recognize this ID, I have this name. I will call this number by this name in your future. Whenever I don't will not call this object by this ID. I will call this by object by this name. I'll call it, right? The values of variables can be changed, guys. I can change my values of variables as number as time. I can change it. As you seen it here, look on here. Look on here. You have it, A is equals to 10. You have it. I'm changing the value. A is equals to whatever whatever the highest number you want to do it, you can change it. Length is also dynamic now. Look on here. I can go at to the maximum level also. No problem. If I tell it A, I can have this number. You're getting this point? That is what the specialty of this thing is. Okay, here the size is dynamic. The size is also a dynamic. It is a growable size. Up to whatever the system memory you have it, that much memory you can use it. No problem with that. If you have 16 GB, 16 GB, 32 GB, 32 GB, 128, 128 GB, entire GB, you can use it for this entire number. That dynamic it is. There's no fixed size here, right? And again coming on here, the not only the size is dynamic, type is also dynamic here. Look here, A in other languages, if you tell it as integer A is equal to 10, means inside this only integer is needed, right? Maybe like you can add it character also, it will treat it into ASCII value, that this everything you have gone it, but you cannot use it other thing, right? Within that itself you need to play it. Only integer means integer number only. Character means only character. But here, type is also dynamic. You can tell it as like A. You can later on you can tell it as 89.56. Type is changed. You can tell it as A is equals to, you can tell it as string, anything, any string you can tell it, right? You can change the type of the variable also. That is what the specialty of the Python, right? I will repeat it again. These things need to be comfortable. Okay, until unless you are not comfortable with this, I'm not able to move to the next one. Right? Today's we'll be discussing only this one. And if you complete this one means I have completed entire topic. So that whatever I tell it in near future, everything will be like good for you. Okay, so coming on here again, I will come here. Look on here. Let's start this. Variable is nothing but a name given to initial address, or else you can tell it as like this. Variable is an identifier. Five rules I will discuss about it. Variable is nothing but a name given to an initial address. The values of variables. Can I change it? Values of variables? Yes, I can change values of variables. I can change it. A is equals to 10. I can change it. A is equals to true. You can change it. A is equals to 5.6. You can change it. Anything you wanted it, you can change it. The values of variables, you can change it. Okay, where the values can be dynamic. Okay, you can tell us values can be dynamic. Okay, and size is also dynamic also, you can tell it. Where values and or else the values, we can change the values, you can change the values. Okay, and where the values and the size, where the values and the size will be what, dynamic in nature. This need to be written properly, need to be taken care, right? Variable is an identifier, is nothing but a name given to an initial address. The values of variables can be changed n number of times, where values and the size will be what, dynamic in nature. Okay, values and the size will be dynamic in nature, nature, and you can tell it like this. And it can be done at the runtime, you can tell it. Runtime or execution time, you can tell it, because there is no, like compile time and runtime separately. There is only one time here. Both compile time and runtime happens at the same time, right? There is nothing difference onto it. Is that okay, guys? And I'll be telling the 5 points, not to worry about it. Right? Variable is an identifier, is nothing but a name given to initial address. The values of variables and the type of the variable can be changed. Values of variables and the type of the variables can be changed. Or you can tell it that the size and the type is dynamic in nature and it can be changed. So values and size is a dynamic in nature and can be changed at the runtime or execution time. Runtime or execution time. Done, done, done. Done, guys. Variable is an identifier. Why you need to variable? To identify the object. That is where the variable is needed. That is where I call it as variable as an identifier. It's nothing but name given to a initial address or object, you can tell it. A name given to a object also, you can tell it. Either of the things. A name given to an initial address or name given to an object. That is also sense really nice, right? Or else you can, in Python you can tell it as a name given to an object. Where, because entire thing is object, right? Again, in the Python you can go for that. Look, here what I'm telling, I'm defining one thing. What I'm trying to tell you here is, you don't want to buy at it for a definition. You can create it your own defining thing. Each time my words are changing. Why? Because on my understanding, on my thinking, I'm telling to you, and all things are right itself. Why? Because we are meaning it. Right, guys? Again, I will tell it. Variable is an identifier, is nothing but a name given to an initial address, or it can be a name given to an object, where where the values can be changed, where the values of can be changed to any type and to any size. To any type, to any size is nothing but a dynamic at the runtime. What time? At the runtime. Runtime or execution time, you can tell it. During the runtime. Done. Right? Now listen up here now. Listen up here now. Now what we're gonna do is, okay, identify rules and regulation, guys. I'll just finish it in the rules and regulation 5 points. I'll finish it up. Why I'm telling you this? Because this rules and regulations are same thing for any of the things. Maybe like for a class you need to give the name, or maybe like for a variable you need to give the name, for a function you want to give the name, for a method you want to give the name, for a file you want to give the name. For all those things, this is needed. This is mandatory. Later on, when you give the name, you don't know how to keep a name. It will be a really bad thing. Okay, so I don't want you to, like, cut short on that. That's the reason. Okay, and tomorrow, or you will watch it and come tomorrow, one video you have to watch it come, that is nothing but pointer video. I'll be sending it. Okay, pointer video, I'll be sending it. SRIT people, you know where from where you need to get it. If you haven't watched it, watch it and come. At least now we'll learn it very much better. And I invited all the people to come and join it. SRIT especially, right? SRIT is like something like this, guys, like this, right? Okay, now coming on here, guys. Listen up here now. The first one. What's the first point, guys? When you deal with the identifier, what's the first point you come across when you give a name? Look, when you keep the name, A is a name, right? When A is a name, when you keep a name, there should be a first point. What is the first point? What's the first point where you can come across? Hey, those are my old people. Switch on your mic and talk. Guys, you're there. Ah, bolo 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 bolo. Tell me.
ఇది ఆహా రాలేదు ఒకసారి తెచ్చావు ఇంటికి
Ray, switch off the mic, Ray. Your privacy will go off now. Oh, should start with alphabet. Should start with alphabet. Okay, the first point. Look on here. They tell it something like this, guys. Carefully listen this. This is important, but people will ignore this. That is really bad onto it, right? But I want my people to know each and everything in depth, one step, one level, other level, right? For example, if this is life, guys, this is life means look on here. This is life. This is normal level, normal zindagi. I wanted everyone to have this zindagi. This is the level you want to live at. When you meet me, I want you guys to live in this level. No compromise. Why others also doing? I will also do the same thing. I don't want. You want to do something beyond than that. Mentos zindagi, right? How is it? Right? No normals in the game and all. Hatke, ekdam. Right? Look. Now, first point. What is the first point? Is something like this, guys. It should, it should always, ha, it should always start with what? Always start with what? Alphabet, alphabet or underscore. Underscore. Okay, I will show you. It should always start with alphabet or underscore. For example, my variable should start with underscore. Underscore, you can tell it. Underscore a is equal to 10 also, you can tell it. No problem. Look on here. If it has underscore, you have a value called as 10. Or else a is equals to, you can tell it like 10 also, you can tell it. We have it. And or also underscore a is equal to 10 also, you can tell it. No problem with that. Underscore a. This is a different variable. You getting the point, guys? You're getting the point? It can always start with underscore or the alphabet. This is the first point which you need to remember, and this points need to be in your tip of your tongue every time, right? Even if I make you wake you in middle of the night, this 5 points should be there. Second point. What's the second point, guys? What's the second point? Second point. It tells that it can be, yeah, with alphanumeric, right? It can be alphanumeric, right? It can be alphanumeric. They'll tell it. What is this alphanumeric? What is this alphanumeric is? What is this alphanumeric? Both combined with a number and alphabet. Yes or no? Both combined with the alphabet. And I forgot to tell you some examples over here. The examples is something like this, guys. It can be like A and A. These are the two different variables, guys. When it becomes two, these are the two different variables. A is a different variable. 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 Whereas underscore, 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 this entire four is a different variable. That is what I want to tell her. Over here itself, it become eight variables, eight different variables with this two combination, right? And don't cry for the shortest thing. And it can be what? Alphanumeric. Alphanumeric means what? Sir, can it be like this? 2ab? Can it be like this? 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 Guys, can it be like this? Bolo bolo bolo. Can it be like this? No? Why? Oh, why? It can be like this. Alphanumeric, no. You only know first condition should be oh. Acha, first condition should be that one. Okay, so if I tell us 2ab like this, 2ab is equal to 10. Oh, invalid syntax error. Right? I'll be getting a slap. Beautiful slap, I'll be getting it. Should not start with digit, right? It can be alphanumeric, but it should not be a number at the beginning. It should satisfy the first one, right? It should satisfy what? First one. It should tell that it should always starts with what I told you. The first one, it should always starts with what? Alphabet and letter. So this should be serious note, right? And it can be alphanumeric, but how it will be? This is not. It should satisfy the first thing. Either it should be underscore 2a It can be like this, or else A to B. It can be like this. Always is short with what? Underscore or alphabet, right? Now, for example, I can come here, I can tell it as like this, underscore to A, I'll tell it, A is equal to 10, I'll tell it. This is fine. Or else A to B, I'll tell it. A to B is also fine, no problem with this, right? These are the two things also fine out it. And this is the same thing in entire universe language. Okay, this is not only in this language, entire universe language, right? These are the universal rule, which you can call it as, right? What is the third point? What is the third point, guys? Numeric alpha, right? What is the third point? What is the third point? What's the third point? What's the third point? Third point. No special characters except underscore. Wow, nice. Right? No special characters except underscore. So what is this? What do you mean by this one? Why no special characters? It's absolutely true, right? No special characters. No special characters except underscore, right? Except what? Except underscore is there, right? Underscore instance like this. What do you mean by why no special characters? What are the special characters, guys? I just wanted to know what are the special characters? Plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus, less than, greater than, that the thing is there, right? All these are special characters. Why they are not using special characters, guys? Why they are not using special characters? Why they are not using special characters? Why? It can identify as operations. Okay. That's nice, right? Good knowledge. That's nice. That's nice. They are defined as for some functionality. Yes, they are defined as some functionality, right? This point I'll be telling it here in Python. There is something called as operator overloading concept, guys. Okay, remember this point, this one concept. My favorite concept, operator overloading. My one of the favorite concept. Mine special, right? That means whenever you use plus, for example, A plus B, you use it. What do you come up with this, guys? This means you tell that okay, some operations is going on. That means this plus is calling some instructions, guys. Some instructions are there. It is invoking that function. Some lines are there in functionalities, right? It is invoking that one and perform some operation. That's the reason you don't use this special character. And later on, guys, I can override this. Whereas in Python, you'll be using something like this underscore underscore add function is there. I'll tell you like this only. Some magic functions will come across. I'll tell you about the magic function also. Okay, there is a word called as magic function. I'm just introducing all the words which I can tell it on to it. Magic function, you can tell it, right? This plus is invoking this function. It is a function. It is invoking it, and inside this function you have some instructions, and that is what happening into over here, right? And you will be not invoking it. This will happen when the operation when the special characters will come across, right? Python will take care about it. Python will by default by implicitly it will invoke these functions. Take care, and you don't want to worry about it. Got it? Same thing for other functionalities also. And later on we can change it. We can write it our own code, guys. And at that time I'll be telling you, that is what the beauty of the Python thing. And this function operator overloading, you can do it in C++, and you can also do it in Python. And Python I'll be teaching you. Is that okay? Instead of that one, in the space note, have a note. Space is also a special character. Okay, space is also a special character. Pardon my this one, guys, handwriting. My handwriting is very beautiful. I write it intentionally. I'm just joking. I'm not writing intentionally. I'm writing like this only. My handwriting is like this. Okay, but carefully listen it and then you write it down. That will be good for you. Okay. Guys, done. Last two points we are done, and I'll be giving you certain topics which will need to be done tomorrow, and then I'll be ending the class. Okay, those are the 3 points is done. What's the fourth point, guys? What's the fourth point? 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 No keywords are used, right? There is no keywords. Keywords, you should not use it. You should not you match with any keywords, right? No keywords. That is what the beauty of it, right? No keywords. What do you mean by keywords, guys? I when I take the offline classes, I tell some stories, right? So here I cannot tell it because all the professionals are over here. A print is a keyword. No, print is a function, normal function. It is just a word. You can use print, no problem. For example, you can use a print like this, variable name. Look, print is equal to 10. You can use it, no problem with that. And you can use it like this, print. Look on here, 10. You can use it. Keywords are what? Reserve words. Null, you don't have null. You can also use null, null. Null is equals to 10. You can use it. Null is there. Null null is equal to 10. There is no keyword, right? It's something confusion, right? You cannot use true. For example, true. True is a keyword. True, true. Uh, true. True is a keyword. True is equal to 10. You cannot use it. Cannot assign as to a keyword, right? Which all the keywords you cannot use it. That is very important now, right, guys? Right. Right, there are some reserved words, guys, which you cannot use it as a like variable name. Why you cannot use it a variable name? For example, when I tell about the for or while, for and while is also a keyword itself. When I use it for, you cannot use it as a keyword. Why you cannot use it as a keyword? Because this also invoking some instructions, some functions it is invoking. As I told, magic method, right? It will also invoke some magic method implicitly. Inside that magic method, it will having this instruction. Whereas for will invoke some function. You remember this function, iter, iter and next underscore underscore next next. This all the functions it will invoke it, implicitly invoke it. That's the reason I cannot use this as a keyword. I cannot use for, but I can use for. This for is different, this for is different. I can use it for. I can use this one, I can use this one. I cannot use this one. So which all the keys, sir, we cannot use it. I'll be just listing you keywords. Take a screenshot and you can keep it. Later on, you can complete it. After this class, you can complete it. Right? So how do you do it? Okay, for example, whenever I wanted something help from the Python. Okay, what I'll do it now, I'll be using one more, I'll be suggesting you one more function, built-in function we have discussed today. Type, we have discussed type. It will give the type of the data, whatever the variable is. Other one is id, it will give the unique id. Other one is something called as help is there. Help function is there. Whenever you don't know anything, I'll go for the help, guys. I'll go for the help directly. I'll go for the help. You can learn it everything over here itself. That doesn't mean that you have the gym equipments. Training is something like this, guys. You might have the gym equipments, but you need to know how to lift that properly. At that time only the body comes properly. For that you need a trainer, your special trainer. You need it. That is what we here is. And things are over there in the market. There are things, right? But simply if you use it, doesn't make sense, right? To have a improvise, by taking the things, it will take 1 year. By when you have a trainer, it will only take a 1 month to get a proper shape, right? So for example, now what I'll do it now, for example, over here now, what I'll do it now, help, I'll tell it help, I'll tell it as like this. What I'll do it now, help, I'll call the function. I'll call the function. Look on here, guys. Over here you can read it. You have everything. Look, I'm using 3.7 help unity. If this is your first time using the Python, you should definitely check out the tutorials on the internet at the http da, 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 and you have entered the name of the model of the keyword or anything, any models you can, or topics to get a help in writing the Python. Anything you can go for it. Like it is telling that to quit this help unit and to return from the interpreter to the interpreter, just type quit. At last, if I want to come, when you go inside, you need to know how to come outside also. It is also telling it. If you're going inside now, you are in the help one. You are not in the interpreter. Look, interpreter means this three arrow marks you have it. You are not in that position now. If you want to come out of it, you need to return quit. And telling that to get a list of available models, modules, keywords, symbols, or topics, type modules, keywords, symbols, anything. You type it like this. Each models also comes with an one line summary of what is does, to a list of the models whose name or the summary contain a given string, such as spam, type model spam, whatever it is, right? For example, I wanted this one because to know how many keywords are there. What are the keywords? I'll just type it as key. I'll just tell it words, word. Yes, keywords it is. Yeah, it is keywords. I'll enter this. Look on here, guys. This is all the keywords which I have it. Take a screenshot of this one, guys. This many keywords I have it. You can take a count also, and you can get it done. This is all the keywords which you have it. Take a screenshot of this one, take a snap or something like that, and keep it. Right? These are all the keywords: false, none, true, and, has, assert, async, await, break, class, continue, def, del, elif, else, except, finally, for, from, global, if, import, in, is, lambda, non-local, not, or, past, rise, return, try, while, with, yield. Scroll down. Hey, that's it. Done. इतना ही है. No, there is no down part. Only so much. Okay? Around like 33 or 32 some keywords are there over here. Just take it out. Like that. That's it. Done with this? Right? Easy peasy, right? Oh no, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Sorry. As 5 more moments, I will end the class. Take care. When I want to have dinner also, right? And I will tell you so that we can have enough time, right? Yes, done. Dun, 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 dun. Just type it D now so that I'll move to the next concept. I'll move for the next concept. Yeah, that's nice. Good. That's more than enough for me. Okay, so you got to know about the help also now, right? To come out of this one, what I need to do it, guys? I want to come out of this one. What I need to do it here? I just need to tell it as QUIT quit. That's it. Done. I'll come out of this one, and I come out of the interpreter, right? That is what it is. A quit word also you can write. No problem. Okay, now coming on here, guys. So you got to know the 4 rules. What is the fifth rule, guys? What is the fifth rule? What is the fifth rule? Fifth rule. Fifth rule. Fifth rule. Fifth rule. Fifth rule. Length should be within 32 characters. All right. Someone is ready with the answer. I like it and love it. That's nice. Right. What's the fifth one, guys? What is the fifth one? It should be what? Length, right? They tell it it should be up to 32 characters. That is what they have told it. But you can use it any of the character. It is not that like mattered one. But if someone asks you, you can tell it up to 32 characters. It's a decent one. For example, I can have it like this. You have it no special symbols, right? Look, I'll use more than 32 characters now here, right? So I'll just I'm trying it. Equals to 10, I will tell it. Equals to 10, I will tell it. Look, I have this one. For example, when I have this one, this is the variable, and I have it what 10. This variable is nothing but what 10. But you can write it up to whatever it is. But this is only taking up to 32 characters. This is only taking what up to 32 characters. That is what they tell it. Okay, I can prove this one, but in other compilers, depending upon the compiler to compiler, it has it. Few compilers it will ignore it. Few compilers it will not ignore it. In that case, it will happen onto it. Right? In few compilers, it will take it only 8 characters, first 8 characters. If you write added others, also no problem with that. Other variables where length is more, also no problem with that. But it will only read or 32 or 8 characters. But right now, you can tell it as 32, and you can keep this point as an option for you. In case if someone asks you, so I don't want you to not to answer this, right? It should not be like that, right? So you can express your thoughts. That is what it is. Done, Adam. That's it, guys. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it about the 5 points. Okay, what are the 5 points, guys? Once recall, guys. Once recall, guys. It says nothing but it should be always starts with alphabet or underscore, and it can be always alphanumeric, but it should remember the first one. Other one is what? No special characters involved, right? So except underscore. And fourth one is what? No keywords. And each and everything you know it. Why I want to use it? Why I should not use this? Why I want to use this? Why I should not use this? And length. Okay, that's fine. No problem with that. Done. Okay, tomorrow's class, what will be in tomorrow's class, right? So tomorrow's class we'll be discussing about the data type is. Sir, you told just right in the class, at the beginning of the class, there is a no data type. Now you're telling data type? Oh, sir, this is cheating, right? There is a data type, guys. But even if it is a built-in, even if the Python is using the data type within itself, but we need to discuss about the data type, right? So if you are coming out to the C language, I'll go one step depth. For example, data I will talk about. First, we need to talk about data. What is data? I tell about data something like this: one and zeros. Right? Data is all about one and zeros. right? Data is all about one. What is one and zero? One means current is flowing, zero means current is not flowing. That is what machine understands. That is what is called as machine understanding language, right? In the circuit, it's like a circuit. The current is flowing, that means one. The current is not flowing, zero. That is how your circuit diagram understands or machine understands. That is the reason it is called as machine learning language. And coming across this one, you come across what? Data type. Okay, so for example, 1 and 0, it won't be for everything, right? This 1 and 0 can be integer, can be character, can be float, can be like string, can be tuple. All those things you have it. How to segregate that? That's the reason they came across a type. Data type. Data is this one, and we need to segregate this one. They came across what? Type. How many types are there, guys, in data type? Tell me. Number. Soon. How many types are there in data type? How many types are there? Answer should go like this. Rocket. Two types. Which are those? Hey, which are those? Guys, in this class now, you are getting ready for even the face-to-face interview. Look, anyone can crack with the copying theme, MCQs. You can clear it. You can clear it. Programming also, but face-to-face you cannot clear it. To at least to clear this, you need to attend this of any of the conferences. Primitive and non-primitive. That's really nice. Do you have primitive type, guys? Primitive and non-primitive. Do you have? No, sir. That's nice. Non-primitive, right? You don't have primitive type at all in Python. You don't have primitive type at all, right? So in other language you have it, right? In other language, what you have it integer, character, float, double. That is everything. You have it primitive, already defined, predefined, right? In Python you don't have primitive type at all. Oh sir, oh thank God, right? You don't have it, but you have it in non-primitive. You have only non-primitive. That's the reason Python is called as what, guys? What is Python is called as? As Python is called as purely object-oriented programming language. That's the first point which you can note it on. Pure. It is a pure object-oriented. Why? Because you don't have a primitive type. You have only what? Non-primitive. Look, even C++ is also object-oriented. Even Java is also object-oriented. But those are all called as what? It's not a pure object-oriented. Why? Because it has a primitive. Even Java is also working on dynamic now these days. They are upcoming. I hope they have come across. I don't know what it is. They have a plan of coming onto it. But Python is a pure object oriented. Why? Because you don't want to mention the data type at all. That is again dynamic. But this is a pure dynamic, pure object oriented because you don't have a primitive. You have only non-primitive. In non-primitive, how many types you have it? In non-primitive, how many types you have it? Two types. Which are those? Which are those? In non-primitive, how many types you have? Two types. Which are those? Individual and group. I call it as what? I call it as what? What I call it as single and mingle. Right? Those are all single. Those are all committed. Right? And always, who has more value, guys? Single people, right? Just kidding. Okay, listen up here now. What is this now? This is nothing but something like this, right? Individual and group data type. Group data type, right? Individual and group. So what do you have in the individual? You have it something like this, guys. You have it first one as integer, I will tell it. Next one as I will tell as float, I will tell it. Next one as I will tell it as boolean, I will tell it. Next one I will tell as a complex. Not to worry, tomorrow we'll be discussing on this. In group data type, you have certain things. You have five things. One is string, str you will tell it. String you will tell it. Other one is what? List you will tell it. Other one is what? Tuple you will tell it. Tuple, tuple. Other one is set you will tell it. Other one is what? Dictionary you will tell it. Right? And this is the tomorrow's topic. From tomorrow onwards, this topic will start. Arams will start. Right? So this is the data type, and this will go at least for 4 days. If you are really committed to me, I will take it only 3 days. As I tell you, in that manner, if you do it, it is really nice for you. Right? Data type, two types, primitive and non-primitive. In non-primitive, what do you have it? Individual and group data type. In individual, you have integer, float, boolean, complex, and group data type, you have string, list, tuple, set, and dictionary. Right? These are the things for the tomorrow's thing. From tomorrow, this is the concept we will start it. Depth, in depth, we will see it. Not to worry about it. And whenever you come, revise and come. Okay, 5 minutes before the class starts. 5 minutes is just revise and then you come. Even if you revise as number as time, is really good, guys, right? In that case. And that's it for today, guys. And it was really nice talking with you all. And if you have any queries, you can stay back and ask it, and you can talk it. Whatever you want, have a thoughts, you can ask me. And if you have no queries, you can end the meeting. And tomorrow we'll be having a class at 8 o'clock itself. Take care. We'll be having a class at 8 o'clock itself. I'm reminding you again. Tomorrow, sharp 8. Take care. Sharp 8. Same link. 8 p.m. Will you be solving programming question also during the course, sir? Yes, Kamal, I'll be solving it because I don't want to involve this programming thing over here now. First, we'll go with the concept and then I'll be doing with the programming. Concept is needed because once you understand my concept, in my concept itself, I'll be doing the programming. It will be like really easy. Cakewalk programming. Got it? What is compile time and runtime? I haven't told you, right? Tomorrow, shall I tell it? I need a full thing. I'll go for that. Compile time and runtime. So here both the things are happening at the same time. I'll tell it tomorrow. I need require 15 minutes at least to explain that. And remind me as soon as I come, you remind me. Okay? Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Any other queries? Any other queries? Okay, guys. That's it for now. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. And I'll be sending the pattern, pointer video. Watch it and come. That will be good. Hi, at Delhi, Abhijit. I'm in Delhi now, right now. Yeah, Delhi. I'll be here for 40 days. Yeah, 40 days I'll be here. Yeah, I have seen. I have seen RRR. In Delhi itself, I have seen Hindi version. I don't believe that the crowd is really good, interested. Even I went recently. You know, South Indian films are like really nice. They're enjoying it. That is what I loved it. Gobi. Hey, Obi. What this one? Nice. I miss SRIT. Jai Balaya, right? Jai Balaya only. But here they won't tell it that thing. But they enjoyed it. The crowd really enjoyed it. After maybe like 1 month, maybe like 10, 15 days of release. 15 days. It's been 15 days guys released. I don't know. After a couple of days release, people are there and people are like really, that curve is there. Yeah. That is I just recall it. If I see another crowd, right, it is a different feeling. I know it. I regret it now. I didn't watch it over there. Maybe like for the next movie, we'll go for that. Yeah. Good night, Kamal. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.